everybody. We're two chicks in a pod. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
We're back in action. We're doing karate today.
And what do this
Megan's
my
doing
neck.
karate. Oh, man. Crazy. So what are we talking about today on this new day that we didn't just record other episodes? Yeah. This is totally a new day, you guys. Yeah, I want to say it. Let's just get into the fact that, do you really want to free the nipple?
Do you really?
Or do you just hate men?
Or are you just bandwagoning on the feminist thing?
Yeah, do you want to free the nipples so that women can be free? Or are you just jumping on the feminist bandwagon?
To stick it to the man.
Are you trying to stick it to the man with your nips? Or do you, or you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, some of the people that I see that are like, free the nipple, this and that, you know, like, some of them, if we did free the nipple, you probably wouldn't want to free your fucking nipple anyway.
Yeah, your nipples wouldn't be out.
No.
What do you care?
Yeah, so it's like you're fighting for something or like posting for something that's not really like truly relevant to yourself.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, yeah, so this person, we saw, well, I don't know if you saw the same thing I did, but this person posted like two nipples and went men, female, and it was like the nipples looked exactly the same, and then one you can show and one you can't. And then it was like, yo, like, I know you would never take off. You know what I mean? You're not trying to free your nipple. You're trying to hide them.
No, and it made me think about it. And yeah, there's lots of women, you know, that I know or like follow that, you know, post this like feminist stuff that it's like, I don't think you would actually, like, when it push came to shove, I don't think you would. I think you're just trying to be relevant. And, you know,
Trying to make it seem like you stand for something.
Yeah, be relevant and like have people, you know, be like, yeah, and so you can feel included. Like, it's an inclusive thing. You're looking for inclusivity. And I mean,
and acceptance.
Any feminist isn't gonna like shoo away another feminist, you know. It's like the gay world, you know. It's like, it's no different, you know. It's like it's a clique, you know. Oh yeah, come on, yeah, fuck those straight people. Fuck the men. Yeah.
I personally am not a fan of the feminist movement because it's very anti-men, and I'm very anti anything. I'm very anti, yeah. Like, I don't think, like, to empower one group, you shouldn't have to destroy another, basically. And if you're destroying one group to empower another,
well, and
you're not. Like,
too extreme, too. Like, you know, it's like, well, fuck the men. We're going to take their jobs now. And I've said this, I've always said this, like, fuck you. Like, fuck you. Like, do you want to go work on a rig in minus 40 below weather? Do you have the capacity to lift that? No. Like, you're not. Men are built different than women. And I think instead of trying to be better than men, we should, you know, hone into our divine femininity, and, you know, and maybe we should take a step back from trying, and maybe that's part of like society's problem, is that women are trying so hard to compete with men in the workplace and in the work field, and we're forgetting to take care of like our children, and we're not setting good examples. Like, we're not like setting like a good family morals, you know. Like, we're also, it's like, here's a tablet, here's a babysitter, here's this. Like, why have kids if you don't really want to raise them? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
So like, maybe like that's part of the problem, is like, you know, we've shifted from, you know, stay-at-home moms, housemakers, to being everybody's working, and then when everybody's working, everybody's tired when you get home from work, you know, like.
And so somebody told me this recently, and I have to look into it, but it was very interesting that, so like back in the day, like long time ago, men used to make a lot of money, like more money than people normally make now. But then once women started being like, I want to be part of the workforce too, and I want equal pay, then companies cut what they're paying men in half because they know that they're going to have to pay 2 people that same amount. And so the more you equalize like the playing field, the more you kind of screw yourself in the end, I guess. And we're in a society now where it's really, really hard to have a single income household. But we've kind of like let that happen over the years.
We've kind of like created it for ourselves almost.
Yeah, because women want like, and myself included, you know, you grow up wanting like to be independent and fight for yourself and like, but like realistically, like I've been independent single momming for like a long time now, and like it's not awesome. Like it sucks. Like you're drowning in bills all the time because you're only relying on yourself. And so it's like I wouldn't recommend it for any woman. Like some women are literally out there like, I don't need a man, I'm gonna adopt a kid and just be my own fucking family. And it's like, you don't want that. You don't. And
no, and why would you want that? And why would you set that for a standard as your child too?
Yeah, exactly.
So like no wonder why, like, you know, like the hate on the opposite sex is like so strong.
Yeah, like I'm trying to encourage my daughter to like I always tell her, like, don't have kids until you're with the person that you're gonna love for the rest of your life. Like that's because I would never do this over again. Like I always tell her, if I could do things over again, you know, I would, you know, just try harder to like become a nuclear family, you know what I mean? But you know, situationally that wasn't the case, like possible for me. But you know, I never want her to strive to be like me. You know what I mean? I don't want her to strive to be independent. I want her to find a partner in life and do that. And yeah, so
life is just so much easier when you have somebody to share with. And it's rewarding when you can share the happy things in life, and they're there for support when you go through grieving things in life.
Yeah.
So like it's nice just to have someone there in your corner,
yeah, actually
loving you and supporting you.
Some local company, I forget who it was, but one of the girls from Home Hardware was in the video, but they made a reel saying like, my biggest tip, advice for doing business on your own independently. And then it was like, don't. You should always have a team, a community, a partner. Like trying to do things on your own all the time. And I've learned this just because I've always been like hyper independent to a point. Like, yeah, I've relied on men for a long time when I was like dating and, cohabitating with people in the past. But like, shit, I lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was going to say. I don't remember what I was leading up to. Yeah. Fuck. I just blanked. My bad. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Being hyper independent, like, isn't a good thing. Like, it's literally a trauma response from being let down so many times. So, like, these people who are like, oh, I'm so independent, I'm going to do it all myself. Like, no, like, you're hurting yourself, and
you're hurt, and this is how you're expressing it. And actually, it's interesting that we're talking about this because I kind of see that, because we've talked about this plenty of times on this podcast, but like, when I tried to like dive in and like create community with like the kind of the women around town, but none of them seem like they want to collaborate with anything. They're all just like running their own trains, doing their own show, and like it's all about them. And it's like, I see them kind of struggle, and it's like you wouldn't struggle as hard if you were just accepting and willing to like, just like, I don't know what the right word is. Let people help you?
Yeah, let people help you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's okay. We can keep going. I can just do the thing over the video.
Yeah, no, it's, the hyper-independence, it's not a good thing. It's
And another thing, like I've seen like a lot of the girls around town that were doing podcasts and stuff, like they talk about having all these technical difficulties and having a hard time and figuring things out and not knowing how to do things. And it's like, yo, you could ask anyone, like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying like, why don't you come to me for advice? But at the same time, like, if you ask for help, people will help you, and then life is easier. Like,
yeah, and that comes with like the sense of pride thing too.
Yeah,
and like the pride thing gets in the way of like the feminine, like the feminist movement too. I feel like,
yeah, because every woman wants to be the queen, and it's like, no, like we can all be, you know, chilling.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like, and like getting back to like, you know, freeing the nipple and stuff, and people being like, it's the same. Like, no, it's not. Like, men and women have sexualized boobs, tits for too fucking long now. And like, the whole like feminist movement, like, it's never gonna go anywhere because you have people that are making money off of it, so they want to keep it exclusive and elusive. And then you have the people that are like, well, we want to free the nipple, but like, it's just been too sexualized for too long. I mean, like, they're different. They're different than men's nipples. Like, there's like boobs have like their boobs. I don't know. There's like their fun sacks. I don't know. And like, like, you can fuck a woman's tits. You can't fuck a man's tits. You know what I mean?
Well, you could
like,
if he was big enough.
Well, if he was big enough, but like...
No, you're right, 100%.
Then you're unhealthy.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have moves.
But then again, you can't discriminate against A-cup girls who you can't titty fuck, so... There's a way. You could try. Okay. Well, fair enough.
But I'm just saying, though, like, we've just, like, you know, we buy sexy lingerie for our tits and stuff. Like, we want them to be... sexy, but then like, and that's the problem. Is like in this generation, like, you know, we're not gonna be able to like freely free the nipple. Like in European countries, like that's been the norm forever. Like, but then again, though, they have their own issues with like because they have like a lot more brothels and stuff like that, and then in turn, like, not all of those, a lot of those brothels aren't actually like consensual, you know, like a lot of them are drugged up slaves. Yeah, sex slaves. So it's just like the whole, I don't know, to free the nipple movement is like, and quite honestly, like, because men are the way that men are, and I mean, as long as we keep sexualizing our bodies, like, they're gonna keep sexualizing us too. But like, I don't want my coworkers seeing my fucking tits. Like, I don't want my dad seeing my tits. I don't want my brother seeing my tits. Personally, I don't want anybody seeing my tits other than the person that I'm with. Like, I don't want people sexualizing me. I don't want that to, and I don't want people to think like just that I'll use my body to get my way. And yeah, I personally would be uncomfortable if I knew that everybody had seen my tits. Personally, like, just because they are so sexualized. So, yeah. My tits and my JJ are mine.
Yours and yours alone.
I don't know. It's just...
No, that's fair.
Like, men are fucking gross, so I don't want them to be like, oh, well, did you see her tits?
And you don't even have to put, like, you know, lingerie on for them to be sexy. Like, look at how many men sexualize breastfeeding as if it's a fetish. And, like, you see women who, like, breastfeed on social media, and I don't, like...
But, like, why is it a fetish? Is it a fetish because, like, that's how, like...
Because they want to suck on titties.
No, I know they want to suck on titties, but, like, also, like there's a lot of fucking weird shit on porn, you know?
Yeah.
So, like...
You can buy boobs that you put, like, little milk sacks in, and then you can breastfeed on them.
That's fucking
at the
disgusting.
sex store. Yeah, I know. It should be fucking legal. It's fucking gross. But, yeah, you can buy titties to suck on.
The part that scares me about fetishes is just, like, at what point are they going to take it to the next level? Like, if you're that deranged that you're going to go buy a fake set of tits, like, what's stopping you from harassing a breastfeeding mother.
Right? And to me, like, the more you feed a fetish, the more, like, sin takes over. Like, it's almost like people who feed their fetishes to a disgusting degree, like, it becomes not enough, and then they, like, you know?
Well, a fetish is like when, like, you're basically, like, I don't know, I'm gonna look into, like, I like to look into, like, the psychology behind a fetish, because, like, just talking about fetishes, like, yeah, they aren't a good thing. Like, it's an unhealthy obsession with something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to, let me look up the actual definition real quick.
But, yeah, no, it's just, it's like, yeah, like, at what point do they take it one step further? And, like, the problem with, like, porn is that if you're willing to pay to see something, they'll fucking do it. Mm-hmm. And it's scary, like, what people are willing to do on the internet for a quick buck. So then it just feeds that fantasy even more.
So fetish, the noun definition is an object that is believed to have magical... Oh, never mind. Okay. An object of unreasonably excessive attention or reverence. Something such as a material object or non-sexual part of the body that arouses sexual desire and may become necessary for sexual gratification. So, yeah. That kind of confuses me more than anything because so I guess they're saying a fetish is an extremely strong devotion to something. There are sexual fetishes and non-sexual fetishes. Both are obsessive interests. So I guess when you're obsessed with something, you fetishize it. And then, yeah. But, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, it'd be interesting, like, because I know a lot of people have, like, foot fetishes. Like, where does that come from? Like, did somebody put their feet in your face when you were, you know... I don't know. It's weird to think about. I don't think I have any fetishes.
Foot job. I know, like, it's like I don't obsess over, like,
me neither. Like, there's nothing non-sexual that I sexualize. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But, like, so there are people who have, like, cat fetishes, right? That shit's weird. Like, people who want other people to dress up as a cat so that they can fuck a cat.
Or, like, the dog thing.
Yeah, like the furries thing. The furry fetish. Like, where did that come from? And then I think about, like, these kids that I knew when I was young.
Or people that put, like, those fucking butt plugs in their butts with the tails and stuff. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. When I was young, I hung out with these kids in the neighborhood in North Battleford who would jerk off their dog all the time and go...
What?
They would literally go... Hey, watch this. Look, haha, he's got a red rocket. And then they would rub his belly with his red rocket out and go, haha, red rocket, until he sprayed them. Now, I was like 8 or 9. Like, hindsight, yeah, I know what the fuck they were doing. But when I was a kid, I was like, ew, why are they making him pee like that? Right? And so now I want to, like, go to those kids as adults and be like, so you guys into furries now because you used to jerk off your dog all the time?
But, like, how old were they?
Well, the kid, like, the one girl's my age, she was my friend, and then their brother that would do this all the time, her brother was, like, 3 or 4 years older, so he was probably 12 or 13. But he was also creepy. He used to do weird stuff. Anyway, we won't get into that right now, but, like, yeah, jerking off their dog. And so... Like, where did he learn to do that? You know?
That's what I'm like.
Their dad was weird, though. Anyway. That's a whole nother can of worms. But either way, fetishes are weird. And what's your fetish? Let us know in the comments. We want to know. And is it a bad one? Is it a weird one? Do you wish you didn't have it? Like, because I don't have one. My fetish is love. Being in love with someone is what gets me off. So, I'm a demisexual. Just kidding. I think that's bullshit.
No, like, there is some, like, I have to be, like, emotionally invested and interested in order to want to have sex with somebody.
But I think that's just, like, human nature. I don't think that's a demisexual thing. Like, when people say, oh, demisexual is when you have to be in love with someone to... want them sexually, and it's like, well,
I think that's just like how
that's a female brain. Yeah,
like how we work, because like in nature we want like for us to have sex is to procreate and have a baby to nurture and take care of. So like men, I don't know. And that's like a weird thing. Like, does that come because men don't carry a child, so like they're out there to reproduce as much as they want, but women, it takes them 9 months to incubate a baby.
Yeah, men are like tomcats, for fuck's sake.
Well, like when you compare it to like nature, like I don't know, like I don't think. Yeah, and that's another like thing that I would like to go down is like monogamy and polygamy and stuff, and like the psychology that goes behind that, because like human beings are like one of the only animals that are,
and penguins.
Monogamous.
And capybaras. Capybaras, life mate.
Don't
Dolphins, I think, life mate.
seahorses.
I don't know about seahorses, but seahorses, the men get pregnant. Anyway, that's the end of this one. We love ya. See you next time. Meow. I can't believe that